Welcome to Grant's Rock Warehouse, and we're going to do an album review today. Normally, I don't do those, but I got this in such way before the official digital release date. I thought we'd talk about it. Let's talk about Circling from Above, STYX's 18th studio album. Now, this is set for a digital release on July 18th, but if you go to styxworld.com, you can order it and get physical and vinyl before that July date. So that's what I'd recommend. And we were talking about this over the weekend when we were recording with Phil. Pete was bringing it up how STYX is doing this the way they should do it. How, release the physical media up front and then bring out the download later. That's the way you can do it. Anyway, let's get into this quick review. I've listened to it a couple of times. I mean, I'm by no means a authority on this record, and I must say that it's goes right along with what came before. So if you've been keeping your eye on STYX since the Mission, well, this follows right in that same kind of trajectory. So this has 13 tracks. It's only 41 minutes long, so it's not one of those albums that drags you for hours. It's short, sweet. You've got prog here. You've got kind of a modern introspective kind of sound. You've got theatrical elements. It's everything that I want in STYX. Now, I look at this more aligning with more of the wooden nickel stuff. That's the way I hear it. But what this album is, this is yet another concept album. This explores themes of human ambition, technology, and nature. It's kind of like a narrative between, the tension between humans and its, human ingenuity and its consequences. So all the songs are written by Tommy Shaw, Lawrence Gowan, and Will Evankovich. Now, Will has produced like the past two records. He is listed here in the booklet as being part of the band. So we've got Tommy, we've got James Young, we got Chuck Panazzo, Todd Sugarman is playing drum, Lawrence Gowan, Will, and Terry Gowan, which is Lawrence's brother's playing bass and upright bass. Now, the one critique I do have of this CD, or do I have maybe the booklet? Yeah, it's pretty detailed. But it doesn't go into who is playing on what track. So if I'm looking at the bass parts, I don't know if Chuck's playing or is Terry playing. Chuck's here in the booklet, but I don't know who's playing what, and I'm just guessing on the guitar solos based on what I know about STYX and what I've heard in the past. But I just wish they would have went the extra step and said, "Oh yeah, this has blah 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 playing blah blah blah," but it doesn't have that. The booklet's kind of bland, but I mean, you get all the lyrics here and everything. I mean, it's okay. It's good. You don't really have much of I don't know what's in the album artwork, so I only can go with the CD. So anyway, let's get to some tracks, and I'll give you my review out of 10. First of all, it starts out with the track Circling from Above, which is only 2 minutes. It's got a synth. If you know Eddie Jobson from UK, you know those synth intros that he did on those UK albums. It's very similar to UK, very Eddie Jobson. The guitars and bass come in, and I'm not sure who's playing bass on it. It could be Chuck, but it's very Chris Squire like. And I do know Chuck from his Wooden Nickel period. If you ever listen to Chuck Panazzo play on those Wooden Nickel albums, he's a monster. Then when he got to A&M, everything kind of homogenized, and Chuck played very simple bass runs. Here, the bass is up front again. It's very Chris Squire-like, so I don't know if it's Terry Gowan. I have no idea, but the bass is right up front in the mix, and I'm sold. So it's a great way to start out. Build and Destroys the next track. Now, that's the track that I think they've given the release to. This is a track that Alan Parsons could love. When I hear this, let me know in the comments what you think. It sounds like an Alan Parsons track. Now, is that good or bad? Well, I don't know. It could have fit on iRobot. This probably is the most commercial track on the album. It's got catchy chorus. It's got analog synths. It continues where the Mission started. Killer guitar solo. I'm feeling that that's Mr. Shaw. Correcting me if I'm wrong, but again, I really don't have an idea, but it kind of sounds like Tommy on that. But we don't get any details. Lawrence sounds great on here, and Tommy's harmony vocals, top notch. The next track, you've got the track Michigan, where we just have a Tommy uh, lead vocal, and he hasn't missed a step from any of the old STYX stuff. He sounds wonderful here. I didn't go into too much details of the track, but you know, it is what it is. King of Love, James Young vocal. Got acoustic guitar, you got some harmonica on here. And the band, I'm assuming it's Lawrence and Tommy all join in, maybe Will. There is a track on here that I'm not sure if that's Will singing, so I might need you to fill me in if you've heard this already. But anyway, King of Love, James Young vocal. James sounds great. Tommy takes like the middle eight or the chorus on this, and he sounds wonderful. And the synth solo from Lawrence is wonderful. I'm telling you, kids, if you like the last two STYX albums, you won't be disappointed. It's clear the next track. This, to me, is probably the most rocking track so far. Tommy and Lawrence exchanging vocals. This track, I'm just going to throw it out there, but it really reminds me of Ghost. If we had Tobias Forge singing on here, he would fit right in. I could imagine Tobias hearing this song and going, yeah, that would fit really good in the Ghost lineup. But when they do that vocal blend, it really sounds like Tobias. Let me know what you think. Forgive. We got a piano opening on this track with acoustic guitar. Lovely Tommy Shaw vocal. Lovely. The organs come in. Lawrence and Tommy harmonize. It's like butter. Kind of reminds me, this is what I wrote on my notes. Kind of reminds me of a long lost Shaw Blades track. Kind of does. I kind of miss Jack Blades on here. I think Jack would have sounded great on here. Everyone raise a glass. This is STYX doing Queen, as far as I'm concerned. You've got a killer Lawrence vocal track. Kind of reminds me of one of those Freddie Mercury 1920s numbers like that are on Bohemian Rhapsody and Sheer Heart Attack. You even have a thick Brian May type solo on here. So just think Brian May laying down a lead on here, and then you've got it. This is Queen all the way. Now, I don't know if that's what they had in mind, but that's what I hear. Blue-Eyed Raven, you've got a Tommy Shaw vocal. This reminds me of a 2025 version of Boat on the River. Is that good or bad? If you like Boat on the River, you'll like it. She Knows, we got a Lawrence vocal. Nice guitar interplay between JY and Tommy. You've got strings. It might be a mellotron. I'm not sure. I don't know. Have no idea. You got great hooks. You even have a clarinet solo. It's very Beatlesque, kids. If you're into the Beatles, this is very Beatlesque. Ease Your Mind is like a 48-second track. It's very Yes-like. It's like one of those where you have all the members of Yes harmonizing to like a keyboard line or something. Very Yes-like. Just kind of cool, but it segues right into the things that you said, which is yet another very Zombies Beatle-oriented track. It's got harmonies, a great Tommy vocal. I don't know. Now, this is where I'm going to need help from everyone because I don't know if this is Will singing on this. We lost the wheel again. I'm not sure if it's Lawrence or Will. I'm thinking it's Will, but this track rocks pretty hard. It's either real strings or a mellotron. I can't tell, but good track. There's not a dud on this whole record. So let's get down to it. This is what we've got. This is the third STYX album in 8 years. They've been on an absolute creative peak. I don't know what's gotten into them, but the Mission, absolutely brilliant. When that came out in 2017, I had an outer body experience because I was longing for something like this. I always thought that the Mission could follow Pieces of Eight, 100%. Skip Cornerstone, skip Paradise Theater, go right to the Mission, it would fit. Crash of the Crown is yet another record that follows right in the Mission. Now, I've been on shows. Some people like Crash of the Crown better. Some people like the Mission better. They're both phenomenal. So, with this record, Circling from Above, we have another concept album. And like I said, I already talked about the concept before. I've heard that Gowan said that this is a three-way democracy, the way they writ this. They've all written pretty much all the tracks, except maybe one Tommy Shaw track or maybe a track that Will wrote. But pretty much, This is a group effort. And when I hear this, this sounds to me to be more of a group effort than the Mission was. And I love the Mission, but this seems like everybody's working together. Now, I would love to see like some songwriting from James Young. I'm having a feeling that he's pretty much done, but he does contribute vocals. But I don't hear him on any of the other choruses. It's just pretty much, I'm assuming it's Will, Lawrence, and Tommy. Um, what would I give this out of 10? Because I gave the Mission, I would probably give the Mission a 10. Is it as good as the Mission in my, well, with 2 listens, I think I would be comfortable to give this an 8 or an 8.5 because they haven't lost a beat. They are still inspired. They are writing songs that are great, hooky. The production's good. These guys can play. STYX is on fire. Not many legacy bands can do what STYX is doing. So if I were you and you can't wait till July, please do yourself the favor. Go to, what is it, STYX.com? What did I say? STYX World. Go to STYX World and please pick this up. You will not be disappointed. So if you have heard it, I want to hear what your thoughts are down below. This is kind of a loosey-goosey review, but I just felt like I needed to promote this and get the word out because STYX is on fire. All right, so if you haven't subscribed to the Warehouse, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Am I out of my mind? Should I be rating this a 10? I don't know. I'm going to give it an 8 or an 8.5 for today. Definitely get it. It is a great STYX album. I'll leave it at that. All right, everybody. We'll see you on the next one, and keep it clean. And yeah, that's about all I have to say. We'll see you.